All right, welcome back to the Davey Gillum Show. I'm Gary Terry, Athletic Director. Coach, thanks for taking time out of your day to join us and spend some time with us today. Talk a little bit about the big win we had last week, another win over the team across the bridge down there. It makes it 25 years in a row. Victory over the Clinton Dragons right there. Coach, congratulations on keeping that streak going right there. I know it doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter to a lot of people, but it matters to me. A lot of fun to keep that going right there, and congratulations again.
No, I think it matters. It's just in the sense of all of our games. Every win's big.
Yeah.
But hometown rivalries are important.
Yeah.
You know. So I know this group, they didn't want to be the group that broke the streak, for sure. Right. So it was big to the kids in that respect. And anytime you play kids you grow up with, a lot of them played Little League together, those type things.
I think Coach Hammock coached a few of our kids at South Clinton.
Yeah, and me and Coach Hammock are close to the same age. I think I may have been a year ahead of him. So most of us guys, we played in the rivalry. But it is just that, you know, we know each other well. So it always is a big deal when you play each other. So I thought Clinton's getting better. Yeah, it was an electric night, big turnout.
A lot of fun. Huge crowd.
Perfect weather. You know, right before the game, I think we had a rainstorm show up out of nowhere.
Goodness, I know. It was unbelievable. Got everything we had wet. We had it all set up. Got everything we had soaking wet.
Yeah. So fortunately, caught out by our warm-up time, and ended up being perfect weather for the game. Again, electric atmosphere. Both teams showed up well. Of course, I think from our side on, it's just been totally packed all year round. I mean, just can't ask for much better turnout than what we've had on our Friday nights.
It's just been a great crowd,
great atmosphere.
Fireworks show was phenomenal.
Yeah, Russ and Pyro shows was huge. Maybe the best one we've had this year yet. And you know, it's a little harder to do a lot early when it's so bright outside. As it gets a little later and a little darker, it's a little easier to do more where people can see it and appreciate it. So he usually makes them bigger as we go. But again, an outstanding fireworks show, intro, all them type things. Kids played well offensively. O-line really dominated the game.
They did.
Most of our possessions were quick. You know,
Waylon LaRue, big night. Ends up with over 200 yards. Rushing.
Waylon's again on pace to have just an unbelievable year. He's,
3 touchdowns.
Maybe second in East Tennessee right now rushing.
East Tennessee rushing yards without a game, really. You know, we missed a game. We missed the Science Hill game, and he's second. You know, he's had a phenomenal season.
So with that game, he'd be right at the lead. But he's averaging around 170 yards a game rushing with limited carries, averaging about 12 to 15 carries a game. So those are big time numbers.
21 carries, 225 yards, 3 touchdowns in that game, Coach. Just a crazy stat right there in a rival game like that from a huge crowd.
A lot of penalties. Maybe kept those numbers down a little. Most of the drives we had were 4 and 5 plays, 3 and 4 plays, things like that. But there was a lot of holding calls mixed in that seemed to keep slowing us down a little bit. But the O-line dominated the box. Coaches did a good job getting the ball on the perimeter in the run game, and receivers blocked really well.
We'll have one on here in just a little while. Evan Pyatt had a night.
So Landon threw the ball well. Evan Pyatt stepped in, which he's a starter already, but you know,
stepped into that
questionably our best player, Trent Strickland, goes down with a pulled hamstring. And which maybe elevated the role Evan plays on offense a little bit. And he did a fabulous job. I think 120-something yards receiving.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Had a pick late in the game. Just probably player of the game.
That's
just a standout performance.
Maybe his third this season.
Evans a super savvy kid.
Junior, really good football player.
Got a very polished skill set. Great hands, great feet, very coordinated. Got a good mind on him. So he's a big time player for us. Had a huge night. Landon threw the ball really well.
15, Coach. It's I think three drop balls right there all night. 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just a great night right there. Izzy Small, another a great night.
Izzy had the catches. He didn't have a ton of catches, but the catches he had were huge.
3 for 60.
Went up on a jump ball early in the game. Made a circus catch late in the game.
Well, he did, didn't he? The one he bounced it up, fell on his back, and reached up there. And
unbelievable concentration by him to make that catch.
And a big time. We needed that play too. That was a big point.
Well, you know, I think that may have been the first play of the drive. We got the ball, I think, inside the 20, maybe on the 15-yard line. We called basically a go shot out of an empty formation. We were pretty sure we was going to get the coverage. We did. We put Waylon out there, and both the DBs saw Waylon out there. Both of them bit on him, and Izzy was wide open from the get-go. Unfortunately, we had a bust in pass pro. And Landon wasn't able to get him the ball on time, or it'd been a free 80-yarder. But so Landon ends up running around for 3 or 4 seconds, making the guy miss, and then launches it. And so it ended up still being a huge play for us. But then late in the game, we get the ball down on the goal line, call a outside zone play, and had an RPO slant on the backside. Izzy beat his guy off the line, then made a dive and catch. Unbelievable catch.
Really
Landon completely horizontal, holding on to that ball as he hit the ground. So huge night from him. Wolfenbarger had some big catches too, especially on a big comeback on a sprint out, and a 16-yard comeback diving.
Right out of bounds.
Really tough catch. And then Davis had some big blocks on the perimeter as well. So
we'll have him on the shows later too. He's always excited to have Taylor Davis on and talk about the back blocks that he gets right there, and some defensive plays that he makes too. He creates havoc on defense for offenses. They have to account for him for sure.
Again, some of the frustration maybe for a guy like Taylor or even Riley, you just had so many a limit of offensive plays. Good.
Taylor ran the ball. He got a couple of carries.
Gave him
right there.
We had to cut him off.
I thought he was going to take one to the house. He stepped out of bounds. Or
he definitely knew what to do with it when he got it, which was a little shocking. So did Jeremy a little bit. But the offensive possessions were so short. You just didn't have a lot of plays. So
down the field quick.
So
for sure.
When the line's blocking that well and the perimeter's blocking, and Little Ruth's so fast, you just it ain't gonna take long. So. And then we still won field possession battle. So you had short fields, limited possessions, and not many plays in those possessions.
Coach, you talk about Trent being out right there. It also limits us in the kicking game. Trent also punts for us right there, and Jackson Payne had to go in. Really game day. He practices that and does a great job at that, practicing that during the week and using his skill set on junior varsity nights. But he's our kicker. And to go in and be a punter that night too, and flip field position right there, did a great job right there as well.
Yeah, he did a good job on both. Kicking off, did a good job. Kickoff coverage is good. Did a good job. I think we only punted once.
Punted once.
I think we had some penalties, got us significantly behind the chains early in the first half. But Jackson, he's done a good job. Really grown up a lot. And football's new to him, but he devoted a lot of time in the off season. Worked with Valero, went to some camps, did some things to try and get Friday night ready. It was a little bit of a question mark going into the season, but he's really been a highlight to our special teams.
He's done a great job right there. Hope he continues to do that. Defensively, Coach, talk about Taylor Davis creating havoc right there. Izzy Small comes down, makes great tackles right there. Also covers great on the back end right there up front. I think Eli Dorton had a great night up front for us.
Eli stepped in and played a lot of DL, did a good job. Isabel did a good job. Jeremy Hall, always a solid player up front, causing havoc in the run and pass game.
Cody Miller, 17 tackles. Another double-digit night for him. Cody's
had a great season. He's one of the top, as far as statistically, leading tackles in East Tennessee right now. All over the field, really, with Clinton's offense. They kind of abandoned the run, and Maddox is one of the better receivers in East Tennessee right now.
He's the leading receiver for yardage right now.
He's a very dynamic kid, probably 6'5".
I think he had 3 catches for 53 yards against us Friday night, though, after having a 10-catch night against Oak Ridge.
We definitely limited his catches. We doubled him most of the night. He got a couple of catches in those doubles, not significant, but in those doubling techniques, he beat our leverage one side, and they got him on a slant. He's a big target with sure hands. So he got a couple of catches early. As the game went on, though, he was really taken out of the equation, and that was kind of the thing. He's a dangerous kid, so we said we're going to take him out of the game and see what they can do without him. They really struggled to have any kind of flow or anything rhythmic happen offensively without him.
Well, that was a great out-of-district win, Coach. Congratulations again. We got another one we'll talk about here in just a few minutes when we kind of talk about West. Coach, we'll take a quick break. We're going to bring on a special guest, and we'll bring you back in just a few minutes. We'll be right back with the Davey Gillum Show.
When the lights turn on and the game begins, you need a team you can rely on. Ray Varner Ford and Clinton's strong lineup of vehicles is crafted with the same dedication and hard work that drives our community. Step up your game in this 2024 F-150 4x4 Super Crew STX, $46,994. 24 Ford Expedition XLT, $59,978. 24 F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 STX, $57,888.
Local you trust, performance you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, built for the game.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Hi, I'm Tim Elrod. Over the years, you've heard us at OEB Law say, let us turn your wreck into a check. We still do that for many families, but I want to take the time to go beyond the slogan. I think I've learned over the years and more every day that the most important thing for an attorney to understand is the value of being a partner to you. When you and your family call an attorney, you're calling because you need some help. You need someone to pull alongside you and stand with you. We understand the process of the legal system. You probably don't. So it's our responsibility to keep you informed about every step of the process. You're going to have questions about what's going on. What's next? What do I need to know? Our responsibility is to guide you through the process with the information that you need, the answers to your questions, and the assurance that we have your back at OEB Law. You have my word. We stand with you because communication is key.
All right, welcome back to the Davey Gillum Show. We're live here in the Anderson County Gymnasium. Just finished a great remodeling here. It's really nice. We're real excited about it. Can't wait to showcase it off this winter with the basketball teams right there. But we'll have volleyball on in just a few minutes to talk about their season and the successes that they've had. But tonight we're joined by I want to say the head coach, but former head softball coach at Anderson County High School, Coach Alan Russell. Coach, thanks for coming on and spending some time to join us on the show tonight.
Absolutely.
Coach, I've been here 25 years, and it seems like you've been here every year I've been here. We've done a lot of things together here at this school. I hold that mic up a little closer there, but we've watched you be an assistant baseball coach. Got your start here, and you became a special ed teacher, and you've been here ever since. And you transitioned over to the head softball coach role when that role came open. 10 years ago? 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
Yep. And so you transitioned over there. Tell us a little bit about that transition, and then we're going to talk about the transition from head softball coach to head dad.
Gotcha. About 10 years ago, I was coaching baseball, and Travis Freeman was the head coach and asked me to be his assistant a couple times, and didn't do it for one reason or another. So finally I did, because at the time my dad was sick and it was a little bit less time. I thought, let's give it a shot. Yeah. And switching over to softball was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Yeah. I loved it.
His girls didn't have anything to do with that, did they?
And no, not at all. Yeah, they weren't any good.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have changed anything. You know, switching to softball was the best decision I ever made. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. You know, I tell people all the time, God knew what He was doing. You know, wind up having two little girls now. So I hopefully softball is still going to be in my future for a while.
I'm sure it will.
And it was a great transition over. The girls were great back then. Program was good. Parents were great with support, and you know that place, you know, looks really different from the first time I stepped foot on that softball field to what it looks like today.
Right. No doubt, no doubt. The facilities have improved immensely. You know, talk about Tommy Lively, all those guys that you've had in your program that have, you know, you got new dugouts, a whole new backstop, a brick backstop, a brand new press box back there, a brand new indoor facility that you'd added on there during your tenure right there. And listen, everybody talks about additions and those type things. They don't come easily, and they don't come without a fight sometimes. And sometimes you just got to dig in and get it done.
That's right.
And that's what happened to get that indoor facility. It's been a real nice addition.
Oh, it was a game changer for sure. You know, like you said, the Tommy Lively's of the world, the Yelleniches, the Sick Owls, all those people back then helped make all that possible. And it's just, and obviously the school system helped us out too. But it was great. And having that indoor facility is a game changer for sure. Because you know, back then we're having to go from softball field, which is not that close to the gym, over to the gym to do any kind of indoor stuff. So it was having to carry equipment and then having to forget something and go back and get it. But
somebody didn't get into your equipment while you left it in the upstairs part of the gym.
Exactly. So it was great. We're very blessed to have that for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach, tell us a little bit about, from baseball to softball, some similarities. Did you take some things from baseball and use them in softball? I always wonder about that, how close those games are.
They are similar when it comes to a lot of the hitting aspect of it, a lot of the situational stuff, some of it. But I'll be the first to tell you that being a third base coach and having to coach softball, to me, is a lot harder. Bases are closer, fields are smaller.
Can't get a lead.
Can't get a lead, but girls are just as athletic as boys when it comes to that sport. And they run really fast, they hit it really hard, and they throw it really hard. So, you know, in baseball, you're coaching third, and you got time to read a throw from off the fence, maybe an outfield. Well, in softball, girls can pick it up off the fence, and they can throw a line drive straight to second base. So just because you hit it off the fence doesn't mean you've hit a double. Or just because you're on second and there's a base hit doesn't mean you're going to make it home safe, nice and easy. So it was the athletic ability of the girls were amazing, and that was a big learning curve. I mean, I remember a funny story. Hannah Bruce, which was helping me, now Hannah Phillips was helping me. I remember her hitting the ball off the fence and her rounding first, and I'm telling her to go to second, and she stopped and said, "Oh, no, not today." So she knew she wasn't going to make it a second. But it was that was the biggest learning curve, was how athletic the girls can be.
Coach, I'm going to ask you a couple questions real quick. I'll give you a second to think about one. The first one, and I'm going to let you talk about him first. Gary Houck, he's been a staple in the program since it began. He coached with my wife when she was coach. When she was a head coach, he still helped. I mean, just an amazing man, amazing person to have in a program. Talk a little bit about Gary Houck.
Well, if it wasn't for Gary Houck, I probably would have resigned a long time ago. That guy, he was my staple. He was my rock when it came to being out on the softball field. When there were times where I was about to lose my mind for one reason or another, he would bring me back down to earth. He wouldn't let me get too high or too low. The guy has forgot more about softball than I don't think I could ever learn. I mean, he's been there so long.
He forgets anything.
He
remembers everything.
Yeah, you know, he does. That was definitely an exaggeration, but he has coached. You know, we've got girls coming through now where he has coached not just their mom, but their grandmother now.
That's awesome.
And he tells stories, and he's like, back in 1980, your grandmother hit a ball to shortstop and didn't run it out, or he can recall everything. We asked, awesome. Like, especially when we play teams multiple times, he'll back, well, hey, remember back in the 5th inning they did this 3 months ago, and I'm like, how do you remember that? Or we'll be in the game and he'll something will happen 100%. Something will happen in the game, and he'll be like, hey, now be ready, because in the 6th inning this situation is going to happen again. I'm like, you're right, holy cow, okay. The guy is just, when it comes to X's and O's of softball, is a wizard. I'm a
big fan of Gary Houck. He does the same thing in football. I don't think he's missed a football game. He knows all the football detail and statistics anytime.
There's a reason the softball field's named after him.
If we want to know if there's a record been broken, we can always call Gary Houck, because he will know.
Absolutely. Yes.
Second question, Coach, and and this may take you a second to recall, but a Maverick moment. You know, we talk to kids on here all the time about their Maverick memories and their Maverick moments and what they remember the most. Is there, and you don't have to single it down to one if you got a couple, but if you got one that's going to come right to your mind right now, that's going to be, you know, something that you're going to take away from softball that's going to stay with you, and something that happened that's special to you.
So I've probably got a couple, at least two I can think of. I'm trying to think what year it was. I think it was
Gary Houck.
He would know. He was there. I'm pretty sure it was my first year as head coach. We went down to Cookeville and played in a big tournament, and literally through made bracket play, and then there was 4 games in bracket play to the championship, and all 4 games we came back in the last inning, last at bat, and won the game by 1 run, including the championship game at like 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday.
Those are the best.
In the rain.
Yes.
We come back. We were down last. It was like, and we weren't just down 1 run in our last at bats. We were down multiple runs a couple times, and we found a way and came back and won that. And I remember winning that thing, and I think I like blacked out. I was so excited just because it was my first year as head coach, and it was like the best thing ever.
Right.
That was awesome. And then the year, it was the year, I think 21 year, when we were 32-14, had a real good season that year. Winded up playing, I think we played PAL. That's when we were in the district with PAL, so I think we played PAL 8 times that year. We went to Gulf Shores. Went to Gulf Shores on spring break tournament. PAL was there. We met them in the finals. We went to the Eastman Classic up in Johnson City. 30-something teams. Met them in the finals. Well, then we finally get them in the district tournament, and they're the number 1 seed, and the district tournament's at PAL. We beat PAL 1-0 in 13 innings at PAL, and that was and I loved it more for the girls, because that they wanted to beat PAL so bad, and they finally did it. And you know, kudos to PAL, because they were good. You had Division I pitcher, all that.
Sure.
So that would be my second one, and just how happy they were, and that moment right there. So it was. Those are pretty good.
You've done a great job for us, not just in softball, but just the athletic department. You do a lot of our social media stuff. You're at all the games. You do all the kids. They all know you. It's just it's a special relationship you have with Ayers County High School. We couldn't be more thankful to you for all the time and energy you put into it to make it what it is.
Love this place.
I know you've got an addition to your family.
We do.
A new baby girl.
We do. I got a 6-year-old and a 6-month-old now.
Yeah,
so
Abby's at all those basketball games. If you've not seen Abby, you've not been to a basketball game. She's the smallest cheerleader, but she's the most active one that we have out there.
Yes. Yep. She loves it. She started kindergarten this year at Andersonville, and she gets to ride the bus over here after school every day to meet me, and I meet her out here. And every day we get off the bus, she wants to know, well, where are we going today? Are we going to softball? Are we going to watch volleyball practice? Are we going to go watch girls soccer? You know, what's going on? She wants to go watch and be a part of it, especially if it involves girls basketball. Then of course she walks in the gym, and all the girls scream out, "Hi, Abby!" And I think that's the only reason why she wants to come. It's just because somebody's going to scream her name, and they love it. So she goes sees the cheerleaders. I mean, it just makes her day. Therefore, makes my day.
My kids grew up here, and it was special for me, and it's special to them now because they grew up and spent so much time here, and it was such a big deal for me to get to watch them do that, and I'm getting to watch you do that with your daughters. And it's super fun for me to do that too. So
yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
Coach, you did a great job coaching the softball program, leading the program. It's time to pass it on to somebody new. I think you left them in great hands.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, I told
it's in a really good spot.
I told the Clinton Courier and 5-Star Preps both. I said the cupboard is not empty at Anderson County softball right now. I said huge. The cupboard's overflowing. Okay.
Softball players.
We have 24 girls right now. 1 senior, Casey Baldwin, Brian commit. We've got 3 juniors and the rest freshmen and sophomores that are highly talented. I'm talking good travel ball girls. That sophomore class is loaded, and expecting a lot out of the freshman class that's coming in this year that are going to be competing for starting positions. I mean, it's going to be whoever takes this job over is going to have their hands full deciding on what talent to put on the field, which is a good problem to have. So I expect big things out of them. You know, and just obviously I'm I'm still going to be there. I'm not just going to sit by and, not show up. I'm going to come to as many games as I can.
I think you'll have to keep that going.
Yes, they need me to cook pre-game meals for them. I will. I'm going to come watch big games. As long as I hope Abby's playing softball in the spring somewhere. My 6-year-old.
Yeah.
If we can get out there, we're going to get out there as much as possible. Just because that's still you don't just retire and leave it alone. Like part of you still out there.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we don't get to say thanks a whole lot publicly anymore for things that people do, but I want to publicly thank you for all the time and energy and effort that you put into not just the softball program, but our whole school. It's obvious you love it, and it's obvious the kids love you back, and our community knows you and appreciates the time and energy that you put in.
Absolutely.
So much.
When we say no place better, we mean it.
No place better.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back on the Davey Gillum Show here in just a few moments with head volleyball coach Jamie Smith.
When the lights turn on and the game begins, you need a team you can rely on. Ray Varner Ford and Clinton's strong lineup of vehicles is crafted with the same dedication and hard work that drives our community. Step up your game in this 2024 F-150 4x4 Super Crew STX, $46,994. 24 Ford Expedition XLT, $59,978. 24 F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 STX, $57,888.
Local you trust, performance you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, built for the game.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Hi, I'm Tim Elrod. Over the years, you've heard us at OEB Law say, let us turn your wreck into a check. We still do that for many families, but I want to take the time to go beyond the slogan. I think I've learned over the years, and more every day, that the most important thing for an attorney to understand is the value of being a partner to you. When you and your family call an attorney, you're calling because you need some help. You need someone to pull alongside you and stand with you. We understand the process of the legal system. You probably don't. So it's our responsibility to keep you informed about every step of the process. You're going to have questions about what's going on. What's next? What do I need to know? Our responsibility is to guide you through the process with the information that you need, the answers to your questions, and the assurance that we have your back at OEB Law. You have my word. We stand with you because communication is key.
All right, welcome back to the Davey Gillum Show. I'm joined today by head volleyball coach Jamie Smith. Jamie, thanks for taking time out of your day to come and visit with us right there. Jamie, you're right in the midst of tournament time right here. You've had another great season. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. I want to ask you a little bit about, and I never get tired of winning, but sometimes people get tired of winning and they start complaining about it a little bit, like we didn't win enough or we didn't win by enough, those type things. A lot like these Tennessee fans I keep hearing about. But Coach, tell us a little bit about the season. It's been a great season. You've played some huge teams and had some defeats, but have come back and have made a great tournament run right there.
Yeah.
Another great victory across the river right there. That was fun to watch.
Always
I got
feels
to
good,
see that.
right?
Yes, always. So tell us a little bit about where we're at in the season right now, and we'll talk what's coming up here in just a minute.
So hopefully we're peaking around the right time. We like to call it Mavtober.
Mavtober.
One of our coaches gave us that little blurb for our October. So this is the best time. This is where you want to win. You've got to win the region so you can be at home for sectionals on Thursday.
Another district championship. You know how many that is for us? The trophy case is full out there.
I don't know. We don't put any more in there, so we just they're stacked up in the locker room somewhere.
The districts are stacked up.
The districts are stacked
the region
up.
ones. Who do we have this week? What do we got?
So we have Seymour first on Tuesday night at 5:30.
Okay.
And then after we win, we'll play the winner of Alcoa and Northview.
Okay, awesome. So it's a great lineup right there on Tuesday night. One of the reasons we're doing the show pre-recorded is because we've got such a big Tuesday night here. We've got a Tuesday night volleyball championship. We also got Tuesday night soccer championship.
Yep.
Up on the field. Those are going to take place at the same time. So if you're out on Tuesday night, this is the place to be. Anderson County High School. You can come see some championship events. Coach, tell us about your starter, your two seniors.
I got two seniors, Alyssa Meyer and Shelby Kelly.
Yeah.
Basically our go-to for everything.
I tell you, Meyer had maybe her best game out here the other night.
She was on fire Tuesday night, and they've both been nominated for the Knoxville's Prep Extra, so they both got that. But where one lets off, the other one picks up.
Yeah.
And they play so well together.
Yeah, awesome.
They have a unique identity about them.
Young players sticking out to you right now? Who's sticking out that's young?
So we've got a sophomore setter.
Yeah.
Bethany's doing great. We've got two freshmen on the court at any given time, and a junior and another sophomore that come in. So we're pretty young for the most part.
Awesome.
Which is good.
Yeah. And still having a great run right there.
Still doing good, We've taken some bad losses, but you kind of need those occasionally, I guess.
Playing against, you've played the Farragut, huge team, Oak Ridge, a huge AAA team. So Hardin Valley, just a brutal schedule. And a lot of people don't know, y'all play on the weekends some too. You go to these weekend tournaments and play these giant teams.
Yeah, we try to play anybody that's better than us.
Yeah, I can tell. Well, it obviously made y'all better, and like I said, y'all are rolling again, and excited about this region tournament championship coming up right there. Coach, I never want to look ahead, but we kind of do want to look ahead a little bit. Who's out there that's after the region tournament, we hope it goes our way. What's next?
Who would we see on Thursday? Right now it's probably Volunteer, Greenville, or Elizabethton. They're top three up in the...
Three familiar teams.
Yes, that Greenville.
Okay, so in that game, both teams advance or just one team?
Only the winner of sectionals goes to state, which is the following Tuesday.
Okay, and we've been to state how many times now? We keep finding our way down there.
We managed to get there, but we've got to get another win would be nice.
Yes, yeah, so that's always fun right there.
Yeah.
Coach, excited for your team, excited for your program. Before I let you go, I want to ask you about a couple of your assistant coaches. They do a great job.
They do. I have an awesome group,
They've been with you a long time, the whole time. Right.
Yeah, so I've had Randy for 15 years, and then I had her also as a player when I was a lowly assistant here. And then, of course, Dale's been here since time stood still.
Yes, longest tenured coach in Anderson County.
Yes, and then Haley, one of our JV coaches, is attached to one of our teachers and former coaches here, and we love her, so she's doing a great job too.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. Well, Coach, good luck to you this season. We're excited to see you finish it up right here. We want to finish it up down in Murfreesboro.
Yes.
But we got some region championship and sectional to win
Business
right here first. Yes, and like I said, you can see those Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
Tomorrow at 5:30.
Yep, Tuesday night, 5:30. If you're out and about, come by and see some championship volleyball. Coach, thanks so much for taking time.
Yeah.
We'll let you go. We'll take a quick break.
Tomorrow.
We'll come right back with Coach Gillum and some players.
When the lights turn on and the game begins, you need a team you can rely on. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton's strong lineup of vehicles is crafted with the same dedication and hard work that drives our community. Experience quality and value in this pre-owned 2024 Ford Maverick XLT all-wheel drive, $31,990. 23 Ford Expedition 4x4 Limited, $66,590. 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew 4x4, $47,995. Local you trust, pre-owned vehicles you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, built for the game.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OEB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
All right, welcome back to the Davey Gillum Show. I'm Gary Terry, welcoming head baseball coach Josh Boynton to the show. Josh, thanks so much for taking time out of your day today, coming to talk to us a little bit. We got some winter baseball going on right now, right?
We do, yes sir.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. Your team is coming back, got a lot of guys coming back.
Yes sir. You know, for the first time, what I compare it to is kind of like spring football practice.
Yeah.
Tito Bustabile is allowing us to get 8 practices in the fall.
Yeah.
And we've been able to use 6 of those days so far. So it's nice having the guys out in their full gear and you know, the freshmen learning some of the stuff that, you know, that takes a while. Not any knock on the guys, the coaches they've had in the past, but, you know, freshmen, the game speeds up a lot for them.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff to learn. And, you know, we've been utilizing those 6 days. I think it's going to be a huge benefit for those young guys.
So it's just the first year of that?
Yes, sir. First year.
That's
yes,
awesome.
sir.
Really great to get the guys out. I can't believe it's taken this long to get
I know.
You know, to have a spring practice or a fall practice for a spring sport.
It's definitely nice.
It's really big.
Yes, for sure.
And some guys that are in other sports, you know, it gives some other guys that aren't in those other sports an opportunity to showcase what they can do.
Right. You know, 'cause we do have some multi-sport guys. We've got our football guys. Of course, they can't be there, but it's all good. You know, but like I said, it's really beneficial for those young kids in our program.
Coach, you talk about dual sport athletes. Let's talk about Trent Strickland for just a minute.
Oh, man.
He's one of your favorites. He's one of my favorite all-time players.
Yes, sir.
We both had his brother.
Yes, sir.
Just a treat to have on the field right there, a legacy player, because his brother was just such a great player here. And Trent, he does it all.
He does.
He can punt, snap, throw, catch. Deep snap, he can do. If he wasn't our punter, he'd be our deep snapper because he's that good. But Trent's and just a great guy to be around too.
Oh, for sure, for sure. He's a gamer. He's a competitor. You know, I kid with him all the time. He and his brother. I think Trent is a little bit better than Bradley when it comes to all around. But you know, Bradley's gonna give him a hard time about that. But
Brad ended up down at Middle Tennessee. Finished at Middle Tennessee. Went to Vol State. Right?
Yep. Yes, sir. He went to Vol State right out. Played a couple years there at Vol State for baseball. But Trent's a joy. He's going to be one we definitely miss for sure. He's put some time in for us. He got some time as a freshman, but has been a starter for us. You know, ever since his freshman year, and put him and a couple other guys in the outfield and a pitcher. You know, a fly ball goes up, and they've got a lot of confidence that ball's going to be caught when Trent Strickland's in the field.
You know what's fun for me too, in watching Trent when there's a clutch time in a ball game and Trent's on deck or Trent's coming up. I can't wait.
Yeah,
because he's such a battler. He'll fight you at this play. He'll fight you at the plate.
Absolutely, that's the true competitor in him. You know, he's a great teammate too. You know, he wants more for his teammates, and he does himself, and he's just a joy to be around. Yeah, really great. Young player, coach, who's sticking out to you in fall ball so far? You know, we've got some freshmen that can really play. You know, we've got our upperclassmen who thinks that's their job, and I don't know if it's their job yet. You know, we've got 3 or 4 guys that I could see by come tournament time in May that may contribute for us as freshmen. So Levi Skeen, Landry Sharp, Reese Young, those are some names that kind of pop out. They've been playing competitive baseball for a long time, and I think they're varsity ready to get some time. You know, whether that happens or not, you know, is still going to be seen. But I think those guys could help us, and the future definitely looks bright. Yes, sir.
Had a great run last season, Coach. What's this? Who's going to be good in the district? Who's going to be the top?
Clinton
going to be top right there.
Yeah, Clinton lost. They lost 8 or 9. They were just like us. We lost 9 guys. Clinton lost a ton of starters. Gibbs lost their top 6 guys, all their infielders. Union County lost a couple pieces. Gibbs is going to be Gibbs. Jeff Davis does a great job over there.
He does.
They're probably going to be the team to beat. I think if we stay healthy, we've got to have some pitchers step up in some spots. Got to find a couple middle infielders.
Yeah.
I think offensively we'll be okay, but we got to stay healthy. That was the biggest thing last year. We were 24-12 and came district tournament time. Injuries happened at the wrong time.
Yes.
And we couldn't overcome those and just didn't hit it. You've got to hit it when it comes postseason, and we just didn't do that. So hopefully we can stay healthy and the bats are there come tournament time, and we look forward to making a run in the spring.
I can't wait. It's going to be exciting, Coach. Thanks so much for
Absolutely.
taking a few minutes.
Yes,
today.
sir. For sure.
Off day today, so
for sure.
You've got to get back out on the field.
That's
and
right.
Get these guys going.
That's
thanks,
right.
Thanks again for your time,
Thank you, Coach.
Great
Appreciate
to see you. All right, we'll be back with Coach Gillum and some players here in just a few moments.
2024 F-150 4x4 Super Crew STX, $46,994. 24 Ford Expedition XLT, $59,978. 24 F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 STX, $57,888.
Local you trust, performance you can afford.
Hi, I'm Tim Elrod. Over the years, you've heard us at OEB Law say, let us turn your wreck into a checks. We still do that for many families, but I want to take the time to go beyond the slogan. I think I've learned over the years, and more every day, that the most important thing for an attorney to understand is the value of being a partner to you. When you and your family call an attorney, you're calling because you need some help. You need someone to pull alongside you and stand with you. We understand the process of the legal system. You probably don't. So it's our responsibility to keep you informed about every step of the process. You're going to have questions about what's going on. What's next? What do I need to know? Our responsibility is to guide you through the process with the information that you need, the answers to your questions, and the assurance that we have your back at OEB Law. You have my word. We stand with you because communication is key.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
2024 Ford Maverick XLT all-wheel drive, $31,990. 23 Ford Expedition 4x4 Limited, $66,590. 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew 4x4, $47,995. Ray Varner Ford, built for the game.
All right, welcome back to the Davey Gillum Show. I'm Gary Terry, Coach, joined again by Coach Gillum and all-star receiver Evan Pyatt and pass robber Evan Pyatt on defense too. He does it both sides right there, Coach. Thanks again for coming, Evan, joining us today. I know we've got an off day of school today, so fun to have you out here on an off day and to talk a little bit about last week. You had a great game, had a great season so far. Tell us a little bit about your preparation going into the Clinton game right there. Felt pretty prepared. Obviously you did, because I'm going to tell you had a great game.
Yeah, I felt pretty confident going in the game. I knew they had a few weapons, but they weren't very put well together. So I felt like that if we played our ball and didn't worry about them, any trash talk, anything going on, we could just crush them.
Yeah.
So you've had a productive year all year. One of the leading receivers in East Tennessee. He's always in the top stat lines.
Yeah.
But Friday night maybe the most productive night. 120 something yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, a pick. So Trent being out, did you think that had anything to do with your extra performance or extra role, or?
Yeah, I feel like I stole a few of his catches. stole a few stats.
You passed him on the stat list too, by the way.
Yeah,
over 400. So, yeah. Way to go.
Yeah, one thing about our group that's unique from all those other kids on there, there's a lot of teams that have one kid on there. We got 3.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, that's part of being, one of the negatives of being a part of a good program, a good balanced attack is, you know, if we were bad, Evan may be the only guy out there. He may be 800 yards, but you know, we got 3 guys in that 400 or 500 category, and
it's fun for me
and a
too,
1,200 yard rusher.
Yeah, fun for me too, Coach. It's like they don't care who gets the credit. They don't care who's first, second, or third. They like being on the list, and they're going to compete like crazy to be the top. But at the end of the day, they're all cheering for each other. It's fun. That's fun to watch too.
So Evan, on late in the game, we call bot set. We'd been running a lot of toss sweep. Safeties, everybody rocking down. We call a little play action off of it. What goes through your mind when you see nobody back there?
Well, I'm running, and I'm like, I already think I have this guy beat with my route.
Yeah.
And then it just parts like the Red Sea, and nobody guarded me. I was like, I'm just gonna keep this straight. And then
so you didn't even finish the route, really? Because I thought pre-snap, I told Coach St. Clair, I said, call it. We got it by leverage, knowing that we should get a little bit of flow, that you'll stick him in cross face, but he went. So you didn't even get a sticky move.
Just straight down the field.
What's going through your mind when you're catching a free touchdown like that?
Well, first I was like,
is that ball ever going to get here?
Landon better throw me this ball. I'm wide open.
We're not friends anymore if he don't throw it.
And then he throws it, and I'm thinking in my head, oh no, don't drop this, don't drop this, don't drop this.
Those are the hard ones.
Those are the hard ones.
The ball never comes down. It hangs up there for 10 minutes.
It does.
Yeah, you just got 5 seconds just to sit and stare at it, and it was coming down. So.
Defensively, talk about that pick.
Well, I'm guarding him, and I'm thinking, no way he throws this ball. Like, I have this guy guarded, and then he just chucks it up, and I'm like, oh, I got this. Like, this one's coming to me.
Yeah, really great, really great. Good stuff right there. Well, congratulations on a big night right there and a big win. You've looked at some West film, right? I'm excited about that game.
I'm excited. Ready.
They've got a very athletic secondary, and should be a great challenge for you and your teammates right there. So we're excited about that opportunity on Thursday night TV. Does that change anything for you?
Makes me a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
A big Thursday night game, but
nervous is good.
Yeah. Nerves can be used for good.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
How about last Friday night with Clinton? Those games are nerve-wracking too, Friday night.
Always.
And you played a lot last year, but you're in definitely a more prominent role on both sides of the ball now, starting both sides. So what's going in your mind for the game? How much the nerves get to you?
For Clinton, I always get nervous.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people know their team. I know our team. I know it's a big rivalry.
Yeah.
And half the people in the stands I probably know. So I always get real nervous for Clinton.
Yeah.
How about you? Some people nerves it crushes them. Some people it helps them. How's it? You able to control it?
Yeah, I'm able to control it pretty well. When I get nervous, I feel most powerful when I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think about anything else, and I feel real focused and like locked in because I'm just nervous. So that's all I can think about. All that's going through my head.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Coach, the big role for him Friday night or Thursday night, we head over to West.
Yeah, this West team, we was talking with the team a little yesterday, probably the most similar to Greenville and Elizabeth in that we play.
Yeah.
Just very, very rock solid on defense and offense, very physical game.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're going to be aggressive, but the linebacker and the DB level is going to see what happens at the snap of the ball, whether it's run, pass, quick game, whatever, and then they are going to fly to the football.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity for our guys to get a
snapshot.
A little bit of a snapshot what it's going to be like in that second, third round going forward, playing against great football teams.
Yeah.
So that's huge for us to get that opportunity. But the thing is, they're so good, and you play these type games. There's not going to be 4 or 5 play drives here.
Right.
It's going to be
patient.
And the coaches are going to have to do a good job. Players are going to have to perform. Players are going to have to make contested plays, and who makes those contested plays are going to be the ones that win these type games because it's very tight, and the difference in winning and losing is minuscule.
Yeah.
And so players have to make plays at some point. But it's such a good football team. It ain't one of those things where, hey, we're gonna run outside zone and there's nothing they can do about it,
right.
and we're gonna run it 5 times in a row and we're gonna score. You know, if you get a chunk play on first down running outside zone, well, that's probably off the table for a little while.
Yeah.
You're going to have to put the ball in the air when you need to, down the field, quick game. Receiver's going to have to block. Receiver's going to have to make catches. It's going to force us to do some things really that we haven't had to do all year. Well, since early in the season, like against Powell, where we're having to do everything's on the table every play.
Yeah, yeah. Evan, thanks for coming today. We appreciate you. I want you to go have a little time to go get you something to eat before we practice. We're going to bring on your teammate right now, so I'm going to let you skin out of here. Congratulations again on a great win. Let's go get another one.
So thank you.
All right. Taylor, come on to the show right there. We'll welcome Taylor Davis to the show. Exciting player, both sides of the ball, Coach. He does a lot of stuff for us. I always love having Taylor on. We always get to talk about, a part of the game that he excels at, which is putting his face on somebody and knocking them right on their back. And just a great play. A lot of fun at H-back to watch you come across the formation and catch a guy not looking. And I think they know it's coming, but they don't.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a great play call. Do you get excited in the when you're out there and you see Coach Gillum give that hand signal, or the coach give that hand signal?
They don't let me do hand signals anymore. They said I hand signal in cursive. So
okay.
So I'm out of the equation.
Whenever I'm watching Coach Moog and he puts the back call in or convoy, whatever it may be, and I'm going across the formation, I just get excited.
Yeah.
Like, here we go, about to have another highlight reel play.
Yeah, and you know that he knows these coaches told him all week, if you come upfield, that guy's going to get you right in the ear, and they come upfield anyway.
They come upfield, even if they don't, they try to stay there and just hard join it, set an edge, and
yeah, he knows how to dig them out.
That's fun.
So you had a visit Georgetown this weekend. Tell us a little bit about that.
Really like the program. It was absolutely beautiful up there. One of the nicest campuses I've been to.
Yeah,
so they've got, a lot of people don't know, I used to coach Pikeville College. We used to play Georgetown. Back then Georgetown was the most prominent program in NAI, but they've got Cincinnati Bengals have their training facilities there, so their stuff's extremely nice.
Yeah.
Housing is built for the Bengals players and things like that, so one of the better programs in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice up there. They do a great job coaching. They run a lot like we do. They more so stay in 11 personnel the whole time, and if they go to 10 personnel, it's their tight end that bounces out to the inside slot receiver.
So you like that, I bet, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what made him smile the other night was getting to run the football around.
Well,
you
pestered me to death for 3 weeks.
He did.
Hey.
I thought you were going to house one. You went down the sidelines right there, tiptoed the edge right there, and it got you right on the end.
Oh yeah. I thought I was going to house that one, and I thought I was going to get that kickoff return as well. But
yeah.
I was trying.
That was exciting.
So apparently you ran the ball some when you were younger.
Oh yeah. Especially ran it for their head coach at Clinton.
Okay, so at South Clinton?
Yeah.
What age group is that?
All the way through Little League. I was a running back.
What's that, 5th grade?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Through 5th
grade. Yeah, I think it's through 5th grade.
That's exciting.
Gotcha.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So he was familiar with you. He knew you were going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I'll say about Taylor, he's relentless.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Defensively, that big game Friday night, all over the place.
Got to rush the passer a lot.
Yeah, is a little bit frustrating because obviously they knew what was coming. They knew our DL was fast, physical, with me, Luke, and Jeremy being up there. They knew we was going to get pressure on him, so it was pretty much catch the ball, flip, and then throw it to Bryce Maddox.
Yeah.
And then we got back there a couple of times, but I mean, he was just getting rid of it so fast. By the time we're in his face, it's right as he's letting go of the ball.
Yeah.
But it was definitely good to work on a lot more pass rush last week and getting better at craft.
Yeah. Good. I know you've seen some film on West. So they got a big offensive line right there. Their guy's not going to. He's not going to get rid of it quick. He's going to sit back there and try to let something.
They got a good offensive line. They got 2 good running backs as well. That's just something that it's a new challenge for.
Different style. It's going to be 90% run right at you.
Right.
As a DL and linebacker core, and I'm excited for it because those are the fun games. Those are the games where it tests you and see how hard of a player you are, and see they're going to keep firing and going to see if you respond.
Yeah.
But those are the best games to play in.
Exciting.
Excited about Thursday night game?
Oh yeah, always a Thursday night game. They're
on TV,
great. They get to be on
East
TV. get to go back and watch the game.
Yeah.
Usually about the time I get home, which now this year we've got to do it against every game with the media guys that we brought in. But about every game when I get home, I'm going back through and watching film and going back over and watching the games and trying to get better.
Exciting. How's it feel to be on an undefeated team?
Oh, it feels great.
Yeah.
Reminded me a lot of 2022 team.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Coach, anything for Taylor? Anything exciting? Got to have a big week.
Yeah, we got to have a big week this week. Again,
it's offensive defense, but leadership. You
got
to be a leader this way. This week's very important that you do that.
Yes, sir.
A little different style, so we'll have to be tough and physical. He's going to get a lot of pulling guards and pulling tackles, and it's going to force a lot of wrong arms from him, and I have to find a way to get through those and still make plays.
Yeah.
So, but it's a different challenge, but it's a realistic challenge of what we're going to have to see round 2 and 3. So it'd be a good dress rehearsal for us.
Awesome. Good time. Well, Taylor, we need to give you some time to go get something to eat too before we get out here for practice today. Thanks for coming and joining us today on the show.
Actually, you got to get to weightlifting.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Coach, let's real quickly, we'll go through a couple of quick things. The TSSAA came out with enrollment this week. The Mavs stay 4A classification for the next 2 years. That's exciting to
Is it 2 or 4 years? Somebody said they're changing it to 4 years.
2. Yeah, 2-year classification right there. So exciting to get that again.
Yeah, you just know where you're at.
We played a 5A schedule basically, Coach, and if we were moved to 5A, it wouldn't be a huge transition for us because we play Clinton, we play Powell, we play West, we play Science Hill.
I think overall it's not as thick as 4A in the playoffs. West and Powell, they are what they are.
The top of the
so
heap
you got
5A.
Basically you got Powell and West that are playing a similar level to what E-Town, Greenville, and Upperman and Pearl Cone are playing.
Right.
But there's really just 2 to 3 of those 5As playing at that level, and in 4A you got 5 or 6. So it's a little rougher road in the playoffs in 4A.
Yeah.
I think the region play, similar.
Yeah.
Your 5A region, especially with Oak Ridge going to 6A, is not quite the same right now.
Oak Ridge goes to 6A, Coach. They'll be there with Maryville, Cleveland, Hardin Valley, Farragut. Farragut got a huge win down here at Oak Ridge Friday night, so they'll all be in the district together down there. 5A stays basically the same other than losing Oak Ridge. They're Powell, Campbell County West, Clinton, Carnes.
We do pick up Heritage and Union County.
Yep.
Hopefully those teams end up in our region. Just hard to fill the schedule, so it'll be a lot easier filling the schedule this off
Science
season.
Hill to get a game. We'll have 8 games. It'll be local and be on the region right there. Alcoa GP stay 3. Pearl Cone, Coach, they dropped to 2A. Their enrollment goes down. They dropped to 2A.
Yeah, Pearl Cone. The level of football they're playing right now, and East Nashville's a good 2A, a good program as well. But they could put up an Alcoa type dynasty if they were to stay in 2A too long.
Coalfield stays 1A. Wartburg drops into 1A right there and make that a little more, even more competitive down there in the single A bracket right there.
Well, I think you've had Coalfield and South Pittsburgh kind of dominate the east side of 1A for forever.
Yeah.
Oliver Springs had a good run these last couple of years. We'll see how that plays out at the end of the year. But at the end of the day, I still think it's going to be Coalfield and South Pittsburgh.
Real quick, Coach, before we go, West, they're big up front. Number one's their top receiver, top kick returner, punt returner, does it all for them right there. Really good.
Yeah, what you're going to see out of West is a lot of physicality and a ton of speed and athleticism.
Yeah.
By far the fastest team we've played and the fastest team we will play, even if you get all the way to state championship. So, points are going to be at a premium.
Yep.
Got to take care of the football.
Last year, 7-6.
Yeah. So the difference in that game last year was we turned the ball over inside our own 5-yard line.
Yes.
And they converted that into points.
Yeah.
So we got to take care of the football. We can't help them beat us. These are those old school Alabama LSU type games. Somebody wins 10-7.
Yeah.
Who takes care of the football and who controls field position will be the factor in it, the main factors in this game.
Yep, excited for that. They were big up front. We're big up front. Kicking game seems to be even, Steven, to me. Like I said, the skill positions right there, and like you said, all those things. If they're even, then it's going to come down to turnovers. It's going to come down to who takes care of the ball, the penalties, who plays the cleanest, like you always say.
Yeah, last year offensively for us, Nick Mood made a couple of plays, extra plays on his own that got us in the end zone.
Yeah.
Somebody on either side's got to make those type plays.
Yeah.
We're we're gonna dare them to make plays, pushing the ball vertical.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do the same to us.
Coach, it's a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's on the Packer Vision right there. If you come to the game, it's a $10 cash only ticket. We look forward to seeing you there on Thursday night at West.